Merry Christmas to everyone. And yes, it is Merry Christmas, it's that time of the year, but it does not mean that you need to spend until you go into debt. I was reading this article from MarketWatch, and it talks about the fact that Americans will spend a record $20 billion. Is that what it says? Yes. 20 billion via buy now pay later during this holiday season in 2025. This is via MarketWatch. I mean, unbelievable. I was out on, what was it, Black Friday, and I was at Somerset Mall, and I tell you, we drove around for a half hour looking for a parking spot. When we got inside, I mean, the crowd was just horrendous. I couldn't believe how many people were out shopping. The thing of the matter is, you can love your family, you can love your friends, but do you have to spend so much such that you go into debt or that you have to use a buy now, pay later method to pay for it? Because what you're saying is, I really can't afford to buy it today, but I want it today and I'll pay for it later at some other time. Well, what happens when you do this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times? Then you miscalculate how much money you actually owe. And right now, with the buy now, pay later methods, most of them do not charge you interest. You don't, acquire any fees or anything. But in the near future, you may start to, accrue fees or even interest if you don't pay back on time. So right now, you're developing a very serious habit that could be, I would say, very detrimental for you in the future. Don't create a bad habit of buy now, pay later. We've been doing that with credit cards for years. Now they've got just a different form of buy now, pay later. Oh, 3 easy installments of only whatever. The thing is, if you can't afford it today, you can't afford it. Now let's go back to those family members that you love, that you want to shower with gifts, namely your kids, your spouse, your parents, nieces, nephews, whoever it is that's close to you. The thing is, won't they love you rather you buy an expensive gift or an inexpensive gift? I tell you, one year I was asked, what do you want for Christmas? And I think that my now husband was my fiance at the time. I told he and my daughter, the only thing I want for Christmas is a cheese cutter. They looked at me and they laughed and they said, you're right. And I said, no, that's truth. That's all I really need. It's just a cheese cutter. It would cost less than $10, but guess what? I would have been happy with just a cheese cutter. You know what they did? They went out and bought me everything except the cheese cutter. And then I said to them, that's okay, so you went out and you bought all these other gifts, you spent a lot more money than you needed to, but really guys, I would have been happy with just a cheese cutter. They didn't believe me. And I think it's because we're all so conditioned to think that the more money we spend, it's a representation of our love. No, it isn't. You've been conditioned to believe that. You've been conditioned to spend. The word Christmas comes up and automatically it's in our heads, ingrained in our brains. Oh, we have to go out and buy Christmas gifts. We got to spend hundreds of dollars on Christmas gifts. We've got to get in debt every year for Christmas. No, you don't. Let's stop. If people don't love you for who you are and the gift that you give to them, which is within your budget, then do they really love you? Okay? So that's a big question that you have to ask. And for your children, if you've already started conditioning your children to receive big, expensive gifts every Christmas, you've got a job turning that around. Because I myself was definitely one of those parents who showered my kids with gifts every Christmas. There would be loads of gift boxes under the tree. And guess what? They didn't play with half of the stuff that we purchased. So what I learned was I needed to start to pull back. And I had a conversation with my teenagers and I said to them at the time, how many of the things that I bought for you the last 2 or 3 years did you just use maybe once or twice and sometimes never at all, and then every year we end up, giving stuff away to the Salvation Army. How often do we do that? And then I sat down with them and I helped them understand the cost of these items and the fact that they weren't even using them, how that we wasted our money. And so I explained to them, well, this Christmas is going to be a little different. And I think my kids were 14 and 16. So it was really tough for them because they saw some of their friends out there getting these nice expensive gifts and everything. And I said to my kids, yes, I will buy you 2 gifts, 2 very nice gifts. But I'm not going to shower you with 6, 7, and 8 gifts like I have in the past because it's a waste of money. What I'm saying to you is, it's okay to purchase gifts for your family, but just purchase within your limits, within your financial limits. Don't be one of these people who get caught up in the buy now, pay later scheme, and before you know it, you've got 6, 7, 8 buy now, pay later payments that you have to make. And then what if by chance you don't get that overtime that you're anticipating? What if by chance, for some reason, you lose your job? Now all of a sudden you've got all this debt you've racked up, all these things sitting that people really don't need, that you purchased, and now you're looking at yourself thinking, wow, why did I spend all of that money? Now again, if there are things that your family members need and you want to purchase them for Christmas, that is perfectly fine. That's exactly how we began gift giving. Once our kids, at the time with my ex-husband and I, once our kids were teenagers and we explained to them that we were not going to continue showering them with gifts and spending thousands of dollars at Christmas time, we started looking at, okay, what is it that you really need first? Okay? If there's nothing you need, okay, what are your wants? But this is your spending limit. Put limits on it. And teach your children now how to develop good spending habits, good saving habits, okay? Because it's going to be necessary in the future. Because right now, it doesn't appear that things are going to get much better. Right now, like, they say we're not in a recession. It sort of, for some of us, feels like a recession. Yeah. Well, when is it going to get better? Who knows? But right now, the spending is out of control. According to this article, on Cyber Monday alone, over $1 billion was spent on Cyber Monday using buy now, pay later services like Klarna, Affirm, PayPal. This is an all-time record high, guys. And here I am standing here before you as a financial coach, and I cringe when I read this article because I'm thinking, everything that I'm saying is falling on deaf ears. No one's listening. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to put people in a position where they can accumulate wealth rather than debt. And it's a little disheartening when people say to me, well, Charnella, I know I need your services, but I don't think I can afford you. You can't afford my services, but yet you go out and you spend hundreds, even thousands on junk. Where are your priorities? I think many of us today, our priorities are in the wrong place. We look at the fact that we do need to do better, we do need to spend better, we do need to save more, but we don't quite want to pay someone to help us get to that place where we want to be. We're too cheap, right? But yet we can go out and spend $1 billion in a single day on stuff that likely is just going to sit and accumulate dust, along with all the other electronics and toys and all those other stuff that you buy. So when are you going to put yourself first? When are you going to get serious about changing your financial predicament? You complain all year long about the fact that you don't have any money or you don't have enough of it. Your bills are sky high, they're piled up. And then you say, Charnella, yeah, I really need your help. But can you do it for me for free? Well, you can watch my YouTube channel. That's for free. So if you like my content, continue to watch. If you don't want to pay for my services, that's okay. Because I do this because I care about you. I care about whether your bank account grows I do this because it's what brings me joy and happiness. I can't help but give people financial advice because it's just a part of who I am and what I love to do. If at some point you want a free consultation, email me, Sharnella@SharnellaClark.com, and we can discuss how I can help you get over that hurdle. I can help you get to a position of where you want to be. What is it that you want? Where do you want to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? If I could get you there for a small amount of money relative to where you would not be if you don't contact me, right? So if I could get you to where you want to be much faster than you can get yourself there, with fewer errors, fewer mistakes, financial mistakes, then perhaps maybe I just might be worth it. I just might be worth you paying a small fee. I'm not terribly expensive, but your mistakes are. So if you want to schedule a time to connect with me so that we can talk about your financial position, and of course this will be completely confidential, you can email me, Sharnella@SharnellaClark.com. I am waiting to help you because it's what I do, it's what I love to do. It's what brings me happiness and joy. So keep watching my content, like and subscribe.